Do I have any liability when I'm selling my home? Hey everyone, this is Cheryl Morrison, your local Chicagoland real estate attorney, and I just got off the phone today and wanted to share some information with you because this is a really concerning topic. So let's talk about seller liability to the buyers when selling your home. Now, of course, there's lots of different circumstances that there could be some liability when you're selling your home to the buyer, and lots of random things that can happen and go wrong. And one of the great things about there being attorneys that represent people in residential real estate transactions here in the Chicagoland area is that by having our expertise involved from the beginning, we end up saving a lot of headaches and hassle and litigation after the fact. It's probably not something that you really think about because around here, real estate related litigation is fairly minimal. Not that it doesn't happen at all, and I'm about to tell you a story where it did, but because we are involved in the transaction, that problem is, really rare, where that's actually not the case in a lot of other areas of the country. In a lot of other areas of the country, if you're aware, and I'm sure that you've heard that not everybody uses attorneys for buying and selling a home, but in those areas, what happens is that there's a lot of litigation after the fact. And, it's a difficult situation because, you never want something to happen. And of course, you can't predict every eventuality that could occur. But because there isn't somebody proactively making sure that there aren't as many missteps along the way, it becomes more common, and it's a problem that a lot of people have. And it's really just not something you want. When you're buying or selling a home, you want to be able to live and enjoy your life, not be worried about being sued, right? So I am obviously a little bit biased since it's my job, but do believe that this is just a really, really important service and something that people don't really think about. It's sort of the thing where because, attorneys are here and we do a good job by and large, that, you don't see that effect anymore. It's just sort of how things are without really thinking about how that's helping. So the story today. So talking to a friend whose neighbor down the block is being sued, and she's being sued for misrepresentations on her residential real property disclosure report that she fills out. This is a form that sellers need to fill out before the buyer presents them an offer. It details the condition of your property and whether or not you are aware of any major defects in all the different areas of the property. It's really important that if you have the obligation to fill this out, that you fill it out. I would also say on the flip side that there are a few exceptions to this. While most people are obligated to fill out, there's actually a few people who don't need to. So if you don't have to disclose, rather than risk giving an inaccurate disclosure, you want to know that you don't have to so that you don't give them when you don't need to. And then you also need to know your obligations under that and what falls in that disclosure, what's important to disclose, if something's been fixed, whether or not that's something that does need to appear on that disclosure or not. Also, if something happens after you fill out that disclosure. Now, right now, the property market is super hot, which means that you are likely filling out that disclosure report a week or two before your listing hits the market, and then you're probably going to have a million showings and a bunch of offers and it be contingent right away. So that disclosure report doesn't have too much time to age, but you still do have the obligation to update that disclosure report if something breaks. And it's really important that you don't neglect that duty that you have to your buyers, because it does open you up to additional liability. And you don't want to be in a situation where after the fact, the buyers end up consulting with someone and find out that they have rights, and then they decide to make trouble for you when you could have just disclosed it and everything would have been fine. So there's that as well. I obviously don't know the specifics because I'm not involved in that case, so I can't say specifically what went wrong there. but I do know that this is absolutely a problem. So there's a few things. First, you need to know your obligations as a seller of a home. You need to make sure that you know your continuing duties throughout the transaction so that you continue to disclose anything that is necessary for you to disclose. And 3, it is really important that you have a good real estate attorney by your side. Now, again, I don't know the specifics there because I wasn't part of that transaction and I'm not representing anybody now. But, you know, most people in this area do use attorneys. So, you know, somebody used an attorney who perhaps wasn't, you know, that up on the law. Perhaps they have a shop that, you know, where they just kind of shuffle paperwork and don't really do much. That exists. The high volume places who charge next to nothing, you typically get what you pay for, and you are not paying much and you get some headaches. So it's really worthwhile to find somebody that is well versed in this area of law. It's not something that they're doing just as a favor to you when they usually practice, you know, intellectual property or personal injury and, you know, do a real estate transaction once every 3 years. You want someone who does this day in and day out so that they know and can advise you properly. You want somebody who gives you personal attention to these details so that you know that you are not, you know, going to be on the hook for something down the road, and that you are as protected as you can be. So I hope that this has been helpful for you. If you need help, please reach out to me. That's what I'm here for. If this video was helpful for you, please give it a like, share it with anyone else who might benefit from this knowledge, and then please subscribe so you can continue seeing my videos. All right, thanks everyone, bye.